Hey, this is Chris. Just thought I'd send out a short video today to reinforce the idea that Jesus in his person, rather than what he has done, is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. Got two passages for us today. The first is from Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. And the second is from Luke chapter 2, verse 11. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. I realized as I watched the last video that I had inadvertently swerved into the idea of what Jesus has done rather than sticking to who he is. This is not so much an issue of the appropriateness of my conclusions regarding Matthew 5:17 and Romans 3:21, as it is the difficulty of presenting a consistent message on the subject, because, let's face it, Jesus did keep the law, just as surely as he fulfilled it, and it's inherently difficult to talk about one without talking about the other. Be that as it may, I thought it would be good to take a look at these verses because it reinforces the idea that Jesus had certain titles attributed to him before he could have possibly done anything to earn them. First, in Matthew chapter 2, verse 2, the wise men call him born King of the Jews. Please notice they did not say born to be King of the Jews, as if it was something he had to earn. He was the king from the time he took his first breath. Whether anyone recognized it or not doesn't change the fact that he was the king from the day he was born. Unlike other kings who have to wait their turn until their ancestors die before they ascend to the throne, he was born king. His birth then fulfilled the prophecies in the Old Testament regarding David and his lineage on the throne. Second, Matthew 2:4, Herod refers to Jesus as the Christ, that is, the Anointed One, that is the literal meaning, the Anointed One. Again, from birth, before he had done anything, he was anointed. You can do a word search in Psalms especially to gain some understanding regarding this title. Lots of stuff on the Messiah. Of course, David wrote many of the Psalms. And of course, many of them are very Christ-centered. And so just go into your Old Testament, look up Anointed, or look up Messiah would probably be the best thing. Unless you have some handy-dandy Bible software like I have, which lets you look up the Hebrew Strong's number, and that is really the best way to go about things, is look words up by their Strong's number. If you have that, you're good to go. Lastly, the citation from Luke refers to Christ being born Christ the Lord, which literally means the Anointed One who saves his people from their sins. That's what Jesus Christ means. It stands to reason that if Jesus was born King and Savior, then it is logical to conclude that he was born high priest, teacher, prophet, and whatever other title the New Testament rightly heaps upon him. He was all of those things from birth. Before he could do anything, he was all of those things. That's what I really want you to grasp. But he was born that way, just like his birth and appearance fulfilled the law and the prophets. The same idea, the exact same idea. So I hope that this helps make my viewpoint regarding what Matthew meant by fulfill in Matthew 5:17. I hope it makes it easier to understand. And here's just a little teaser for the next video. Now that we've laid some really good groundwork for where we're going with this. Let's look at Hebrews 7:11 and 12. Now, if perfection had been attainable, it's my dog Lincoln. He likes to be on video, I think. I don't know. Now, if perfection had been attainable through the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need would there have been for another priest to arise after the order of Melchizedek, rather than one named after the order of Aaron? For when there is a change in the priesthood, there is necessarily a change in the law as well. When there is a change in the priesthood, there is a change in the law. Jesus was born high priest. So, I leave it to you to draw your own conclusions from that, and I hope you will draw the right one. So, until next time, in our next video, God bless you. Take care.